13th of July, 2026. We do have two public hearings, so we will begin this meeting with the Pledge of Allegiance. Julianne, could you lead us in the pledge, please?
To the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Could you please take attendance?
Patrick Halpin.
Present.
Julianne Nolan.
Present.
Gerald O'Neill.
Present.
Edward Wynn.
Present.
Juan Leon.
Present.
Dan Trushin.
Present.
Frank Santos. Greg Gaxiola. Matt Esposito. And Rich Casey.
Okay, do we have a quorum?
Yes, you do.
All right, we have a quorum. Very good, thank you. Okay.
You gotta beat the pink.
Before we begin the public hearings, I'm required to read this statement into the record. The planning board shall have the right to rely on any information that is presented by the applicant. If any such information is later found to be inaccurate or incorrect, the planning board may determine that any approvals, building permits, or other actions previously granted in connection with the application are null and void.
A public hearing, minor subdivision, job number PLAN 2617, MR Property Builders LLC. Applicant is proposing to subdivide and reconfigure two parcels totaling 19,717 square feet into one 9,667 square foot parcel and one 10,050 square foot parcel in order to construct two new two-story single-family dwellings.
Okay, could you please state your name and address for the record?
Yes, Mr. Chairman. For the record, Nicole Blanda. I'm an attorney at Bazell Blanda Visconti with offices at 535 Broad Hollow Road in Melville.
Thank you.
Mr. Chairman, would you like to go through the covenants and restrictions for this property?
Okay, before we begin, as you know, the planning commissioner, Denise Graziano, did issue a memorandum regarding this application dated July 8th, 2026. There are a series of conditions and covenants of restrictions. Is there anything that you would like to bring to the attention of the board regarding those items or anything else in this memo?
No concerns. We consent to all the covenants and conditions.
Thank you.
I'm here tonight on behalf of the property owners, MR Property Builders LLC, seeking a two-lot subdivision of this oversized parcel, which is on the northeast corner of Deer Park Avenue and Wayland Street in North Babylon. It does have frontage on both Deer Park Avenue and Wayland Street. The overall lot area is 19,717 square feet, and it's zoned Residence C. It's presently vacant, but there used to be a house there. It has since been demolished. And we only required one variance on this subdivision for Lot 1. The street frontage on Wayland Street was just shy. We were at 71.34 feet, and we were required to have 75 feet. And really the reason for that was if you see the curve, I'm still getting used to these glasses. If you see the curve on the corner of Deer Park Avenue and Wayland Street, what happens is it's the town's policy to split the distance there and give part of it, half of it to Deer Park Avenue and half to Wayland Street. So it created a variance, but otherwise we either met or exceeded all of the other zoning requirements. Lot 1 has 9,667 square feet, so it's obviously well over the 7,500 square foot requirement. And Lot 2 complies fully with the lot area. It actually exceeds it. We meet all of our setbacks. When you look at the surrounding area, there are similar sized parcels going east on Wayland. Across Deer Park Avenue, there's an office building and other residential homes. So it is sort of a different area on Deer Park Avenue where residential can kind of meet the school district and commercial. We're seeking to construct two-story single-family dwellings with 4 bedrooms, 2.5 baths, and an internal garage. The first floor of each home will have a living room, den, kitchen, dining room, and a half bath. And then the second floor will have 4 bedrooms, 2 full bathrooms, and upstairs laundry. So again, we consent to single family, no accessory apartment, owner occupied, as well as the other covenants and conditions that are part of the planning memo. And if the board has any questions, I'm happy to answer.
Okay, thank you. Are there any questions by any members of the board? Dan?
I noticed that on the plans, it says that there's going to be gas appliances and a gas heater. Is the gas meter going to be placed inside the building in the basement, or is it going to be placed outside?
Let me check, I could check the house plans for you. I don't know off the top of my head where the gas meter will be.
And just so you know the reason, I live a block over, and my gas
Okay.
meter is inside, and National Grid has to come inspect it every year because we're so close to a main thoroughfare, being Deer Park Avenue, and my neighbors have it on the exterior, so ideally I would prefer it to be on the exterior, so that's one less issue for the
Sure. So
residents.
there's a gas boiler shown in the cellar with a direct vent outward
Yeah.
on the side of the house. So, I mean, I'm led to believe that they'd be viewing it from the outside. I would think.
Well, the vent would always be outside, but
Well,
One would
right, but I
hope.
mean, as far as where the actual gas meter is, I'm not seeing it shown. So I'd have to get back to the board with an answer to
Okay.
that.
That would be that.
And then my other question would be, are the driveways both wide enough that, I think they said they were 18 feet wide for two
Yes.
cars to park there?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay,
Yeah, one driveway is 18 by 33.7, and the other one is 18 by 30. So those are considered double wide driveways.
okay, thanks. And the curb cut's that wide too, yes?
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay. Are there any other questions? No? No? Anything else, Dan? You're the neighbor. You know that area as well as anybody, and certainly better than any of the members of the board. All right. Thank you. Is there anything else you'd like to add to your presentation?
No.
Good. Okay, is there anyone from the public here that would like to address the board regarding this application? No. All right, since there's no one else from the public who would like to address, and no one from the public that would like to address the board, I'm going to request a motion from the board to close the hearing and to reserve decision. Motion by Dan,
Motioned?
second by Frank. Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. The public hearing has now been closed. The decision, though, has been reserved in order for us to review any feedback or any open site plan issues, like the proximity of the gas meter, or anything else that might, any other open site issues. Okay, to follow up on the status of the application or submit additional written comments, and contact the planning department in a number of different ways. In person, planning is located on the west wing of Town Hall. Application documents and plans are available for inspection between the hours of 9 a.m. and 4 p.m. or by phone 631-957-3103 or by email planning comments at townofbabylonny.gov. Okay. All right,
Thank you.
that concludes our first public
So
hearing.
first, item B is public hearing, site plan review, job HPLN-17, Sunrise Dealer, DBA Sunrise Kia. Applicant proposes to demolish an existing residential structure in order to construct a parking lot and expand outdoor storage of vehicles at an existing car dealership and service center, along with associated site improvements.
Okay, counsel, please state your name and address for the record.
Nicole Blanda, attorney at Bazell Blanda Visconti, with offices at 535 Broad Hollow Road in Melville.
Okay, please proceed. Hold on, before
yes.
you proceed, of course, I have a memo from the planning commissioner regarding this particular item. It's dated July 7th, 2026. Does your client have any issues regarding any of the conditions or covenants and restrictions or any other aspect of this memo that you'd like to bring to the attention of the board?
No issues, no concerns. We consent to them.
You consent to all of the
Yes.
restrictions, okay, and covenants. Thank you. Please proceed.
I'm here tonight on behalf of the applicant seeking site plan approval for an expansion of an existing Kia dealership that was previously approved by this board back in 2013. The premises is on the north side of Sunrise Highway, about 420 feet east of Bayview Avenue in Copeg. It does have an overall lot area, once we include the additional property, of just over 2 acres, and it is zoned Business E. It's presently improved, as I said, with a Kia dealership. That site plan was approved back in 2013, and it was then amended in 2014. In 2013 as well, the Zoning Board of Appeals granted a special permit and a parking variance for this site. Recently, additional property was acquired along Simmons Street for the purposes of adding additional outside storage of vehicles for this site so that they could be properly accommodated on site. The site on Simmons Street has an existing dwelling that would be demolished as part of this application, and then there would be certain site improvements done on that portion of the property as well as...
Matt, can you go back to that picture with that car that looked like it had some problems with its tires? Right there? Oh. What the heck is that about? Whose car is that? Is that the dealer's car? It certainly looks like it, although the place license plate is screened out. Okay. I presume that's been removed?
I cannot attest to whether or not that car is currently there, Mr. Chairman.
Fine, but if it isn't, it should be.
Yeah, I imagine it would have to be physically removed.
What?
That's intentional.
Oh, that's intentional?
The wheels out like this,
That's the new
that car is tricked out to look stupid.
modification.
You know what? This is a different generation. I don't want my tires to wear out any faster.
They only wear out on the edges that way.
Yeah, I get it. I get it. Only. All right, please proceed. I apologize for interrupting.
Sure, no problem. The building itself will remain the same. We're seeking to add the additional parcel to the overall site for the purposes of purely outside storage of vehicles, and only employees will have access to that new area of outside storage. There will also be certain improvements to the overall site, which I will go through, as well as this new portion. So on Simmons Street, there's an existing driveway that goes to the existing home. That will be patched over and replaced with new curbing and pavement repair, as well as sidewalk. Also along Simmons Street, there will be the driveway apron that currently exists will be replaced to town specs, and the curbing will run along Simmons Street, as well as some additional landscaping and street trees within that area. Sticking with the new, what I'm calling the new area, where you see that sort of that square shape, there will be a do not enter sign in front of the new storage area when you come into the site, so that customers don't accidentally try to go into that area. That area will solely be for employees to be valeting and moving their inventory in and out of that area. The new vehicle storage area that we're proposing is 10,200 square feet. There will be landscaping added around it, as well as a new 6-foot-high black chain link fence that will be along Simmons Street. And it's also being proposed along the other existing outside storage area that is along Jackson Street, which I believe is a paper street. You can see that we're proposing some trees, landscaping, and new fencing over there as well. Also, as part of this review and as part of this new site plan, we are adding a new refuse enclosure that will be fully to town specs, and there has been a turning diagram prepared and vetted by the town DEC to make sure that that will function properly. And there will also be some asphalt repairs and things of that nature along the site where necessary, and new landscaping and lighting around, again, what would be the new or additional area for this site plan. So if this site plan were to be approved, all of the tax lots would be merged as one. It'll be under common ownership, and then the county will issue a new tax lot number so that it's reapportioned, so that it's one overall site, and it can't be conveyed separately unless they came back and asked for a subdivision or something of that nature. In addition, we will be asking the Zoning Board of Appeals for the special permit to allow for the additional outside storage area, and I also believe they have to renew it for the car dealership itself. So we'll do everything in one go. It would be for the service center that's there, the auto repairs that get done, the dealership, and then there'll be a parking variance that will be requested. The parking variance is not that much greater than what was previously granted. I believe We're maybe shy 4 more spaces than previous, but again, it's due to the additional outside storage. That new area had to be calculated, and so it adds to, obviously, the parking calcs, the way the parking calcs are broken down, whether it be for the office, the showroom, the service area, and then, as this board knows, the outside storage area has to be counted as part of the parking calculations. So technically, the site is required to have 117 spaces. We're providing 73 spaces. So we have a 44 space deficiency. However, we were previously granted a 39 parking space relaxation. So we don't believe that this, sets it over the top or anything. And if anything, we do believe that this will have a positive impact for both the site and the surrounding community, because it's taking the inventory onto the site where it belongs, and it's organizing, customer parking, employee parking, and the outside storage of vehicles. If the board has any questions regarding the site or the proposal for the outside storage, just to reiterate, the other areas where you see the cars stacked, those outside storage areas are the same as what was previously approved back in 2013 by this board. There might have been a minor tweak, and if so, it was then calculated into the new outside storage area.
Do any of the board members have any questions? Jerry?
Yeah, I'm just curious. The piece that has the house on it, did that have anything to do with the parking lot that's right up against the house? Because it looks like there's no side yard setback for that house. In that picture, it looks like
So-
parking is on it.
Right, so we have, the South Shore Kia dealership has a good relationship with the church that's next door. And I've personally spoken with the pastor, and he's been at meetings. And during this process, it was pointed out to us that, and we had not previously owned this site, but that those striped spaces were over the property line.
It's an encroachment on your property?
Yeah, it appeared there was. So that's going to be rectified going forward.
Are they going to cut it back, or are they going to give them an easement?
I believe the last discussion and what's shown on this plan is that they would be cut back.
Got it. Okay. All right, thank you.
Okay, are there any other questions? Can you get back to the point that you raised regarding paving over what was an entrance to that area? Is that where the house was located? Okay, is that it right there?
Yes.
Okay. So that will be closed.
That would be closed off, and then new curbing would be installed so that you have a straight run
Okay.
along Simmons.
Yeah, thank you. That helps with the,
There it is.
And then new fencing, it'll all be repaired.
I can't get over that car. But it is what it is. Yeah, okay, I guess it was going in there for some kind of repair. Okay, go ahead.
A couple of questions, actually. One, looking at it right now, too, the cars that are in there, are those presently from the dealership?
I believe they are.
Yeah, okay. And the two aprons, are you redoing them?
Yes. Yes, Highway asked us to replace them and redo them, and we will be.
Okay. And going out to Sunrise Highway, is it?
That curb cut is within the jurisdiction of the DOT, and we weren't asked to touch it, so that's going to just remain.
gonna remain as
Yeah, customers will come in and out from there. Yeah.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Juan, you have a question?
Yes. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Are there any additional parking spots that were added by you in this plan, or are you just using what's already pre-existing?
So some of it is what was pre-existing. There was some storage that was unfortunately occurring in the middle, in the center, but we're now putting them back to being parking spaces so that they're there for the employees and for customers if needed.
So
if you- I mean, I
you did add spots?
I believe it's slightly different from the prior site plan. I don't think, Matthew, I don't think we have the old site plan on the portal. But if you did a side-by-side comparison, you'd see some slight differences, yeah.
All right, thank you.
Are there any other questions from the board? Okay, no? All right, is there anyone here from the public that would like to address the board regarding this application?
Marjorie Bloom.
Come on up.
I'm here on behalf of Raj. He can't get up.
Okay,
right
hold
now.
on. You got to come up here so we get all this on the record.
so
Please state your name and address for the record.
Margie Bloom, 11 Bedford Street, Copiague, New York, 11726.
Okay, do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth?
Yes, I do.
Okay, please proceed.
Yes, I'm here in support of my neighbors, Raj and Mr. Arthur. And like I've been living here for over 70 years, and that was Mr. Greenberg's house. And to my understanding, the church bought it. And then when Pastor Hayward came, I don't know what kind of deal he made with the IKEA deal. I know he was selling their cars and all that kind of stuff, but he really didn't have any real ties to the community because he's from Bermuda. We got a new pastor, Pastor Nurse. He's from Trinidad, Tobago. So these people don't really have tied to this community as far as I'm concerned. I mean, they're here to preach the word. We have people coming from other areas coming up in here, but it seems like it's been a business deal to me from them. And a lot of people who used to go to that church don't go to that church anymore for certain reasons. But this is it's changing that residential property into a commercial property, which would increase the value of that property for IKEA. But it will cause our property values to go down. Plus, we have children and a lot of buses in this area, and we don't need those cars coming, doing all that activity up and down the street in our neighborhood. And I know the town of Babylon is growing. It seems like every little piece of parcel we get, I need to get on the planning board because I don't understand some of these apartments that are going up. It's like jailhouses. There's no parking. You move in there, where you park? Who can come visit you? So we don't need that. This was a suburb. Now it's just coming, I don't know, it's just turning into Queens. And we want to keep our community. We have our children, our elderly people that walk around here. We don't need all that traffic here. You know, and I know I'm not 200 feet away, but Rogers, and so is Mr. Arthur. And I'm here to talk on
Could you
behalf
speak
of them. I'm
directly
here.
into the mic? You can pull that mic down a little bit, makes it
Okay,
more
I'm
comfortable.
here to speak on behalf of them, and I don't want to repeat myself, but I do know a little. I should have went to that party on Saturday. I might have had a few people come down here with me, but anyway, like I said, I've been living here for 70 years, and I know who's living in that house and what's been going on with, you know, they parking the cars on there temporarily. They were leasing it out to their Kia dealer, but we don't want the encroachment into our neighborhood, into our community. And we don't want our property values to go down because they're inching their way in. We had to stop Amendello, and we stopped him. So we want to keep our community and keep our children and our elderly people safe and have a place where they don't have to worry about all this traffic that has accumulated in the area within our community. Oh, this is on Sunrise Highway, but you understand what I'm saying. You have the church, the community going back, you know, too much traffic. And we hope you take this in consideration. And if you need anybody on the board, put me on so I can see what these plans are. There's something ain't right.
Yes.
Say, scratch that.
Okay. Thank you very much for attending. Thank you.
Off the record, that's my insight.
Okay, is there anyone else that would like to address the board? Council, could you come up here, please? And please address the community impacts, the adjacent properties, and the concerns about traffic and
Sure. So
Parking.
my understanding is that this property is zoned Business E. So while there was a dwelling previously, it was not zoned as such. The good thing about this is we are keeping our existing driveway aprons, so our existing curb cuts on Simmons. We're not adding a new one, and we're closing up that driveway that was there for the house on Simmons. So we're not creating another way out. If anything, this lot is now being enveloped or encased by the rest of the site, and you can see that through the landscaping, the fencing, the curbing. This is completely insular. It's not going to create more traffic because it has nothing to do with, customers or even more employees. It's purely storage, and only employees will be able to have access to it from the interior, not even from the outside, but from the interior of the site so that they can put the inventory in and out of that. It's pretty enclosed. It's an enclosed square. So there's no cars coming out from it. You know, it's being completely enveloped by the existing site that was previously approved.
Matt, do we show the fencing or anything that would, and how it would look at?
I believe there's a note on site.
I'm sorry, go
I'm
ahead.
just trying to, for Matt's benefit, I think it's
Yeah, that-
page, I mean, I know there's a notation on the landscape plan. I think it's ST3. And there should be a detail. There's a notation that says new fence to be in line with existing, and that's where it describes it as the new 6-foot-high black chain link fence. It does give a detail reference on Site Plan 5. So you can see what, there's a small detail on that page up
Okay,
in the
there we go.
right-hand corner.
There we go, right, okay.
There
So
you
that-
go.
That will be black, chain
Yes.
link, 6 feet
So it would screen the inventory, and then there'd be some landscaping in front of that.
in front of that, okay. All right. Anybody else have any questions? No? All right. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
All right. If there's no one else that would like to address the board regarding this application, I'm going to request a motion to close the hearing and to reserve decision. Let's see, yeah, motion. Okay, hold on. If you're going to come back up, we usually don't do this after you speak, but we will make an exception for you. So you have to come up here so we can record it properly.
I know. I want to address her when she talks about in 2013, the property became an E, not residential, it's no longer residential property?
Well, that's a question?
Yes.
Okay, we'll have to get her back, the attorney back up to answer that question.
Okay, because Rod says it was residential.
Okay.
And I know that they were leasing the property.
Understood. Well,
And
we will get the answer to that, but we have to get all this on the record so there can be,
okay, because
no,
Raj never got a letter, to my knowledge, that they were changing it from
okay, all right,
residential.
we'll get the answer.
Okay, thank you.
No, seriously, thank you. Okay, counsel, do you have the answer to that
Mr.
question
Chairman,
regarding that residential or Matt?
Mr. Chairman, the zoning of the property is EB business.
EB business?
Correct.
And how long?
It has been.
It has always been?
It has been. So it was a legal non-conforming use, the existing house that was there.
Okay,
Yes, I concur.
okay. So, counsel, can you explain what's an illegal non-conforming use for the record, please?
Yeah, the zoning of the parcel is, as mentioned, EB, which is subject to all the rules of E, which is General Business District in the town. The only change there is the front yard setback is slightly different, and the property has got a non-conforming use. So there's a residence that's been there for some period of time that doesn't meet the zoning code but may predate it or otherwise be legal there, and that's being taken down, changed, and they're proposing to use this now as the existing zoning permits with the required variances or whatever other special permits are needed.
Okay. All right, thank you. Thank you very much. Okay, that concludes, let me just again request a motion. Did we do that motion? No. Okay, I didn't think so. Okay. Let's see, a motion by Juan to close the hearing and to reserve decision.
Motion.
Second by Ed.
Second.
All in favor? Approved. So the public hearing has now been closed. The decision, though, has been reserved in order for us to review the feedback that we've received this evening and any open site plan issues. The record will remain open for written comments. To follow up on the status of the application or to submit additional written comments, you can contact the planning department in a number of different ways. First, in person, planning is located on the west wing of Town Hall. Application documents and plans are available for inspection between the hours of 9 a.m. and 4 p.m. or by phone 631-957-3103, or you can contact planning by email planningcomments@townofbabylonny.gov. Okay, thank you very much. Thank you.
I'll take your pink.
All right, that concludes our public hearing. So we will now go into our work session and we'll conclude